Hi everybody, welcome to chapter 25 of The Adventures of the Wishing Chair. Now in the last chapter we found out that Mother's ring was taken by Big Ears the Goblin. So Pixie and the children went off on an adventure to find Mother's ring. But once they got to Big Ears the Goblin, he said that actually he doesn't have the ring anymore. He gave it to Snoogle. Now, we've no idea who Snoogle is. We've never met Snoogle before. But the children and Pixie were determined that they have to find Snoogle because they've got to get Mum's ring back. So, this chapter, chapter 25, is where I think the children and Pixie go off to find Snoogle because Big Ears the Goblin pointed over to where Snoogle lives. So we might well see Snoogle in this chapter. So, this chapter is called The Snoogle. And we're going to start. So get comfortable and we will find out who Snoogle is. The wishing chair was off to find the Snoogle.
Oh, if the Snoogle has Mother's ring, we shall have to find some way of getting it back,
said Chinky.
Oh, I wonder who or what he is. I've never heard of Snoogle before.
The chair flew on. Soon, in the distance, the three could see an enormous castle set on a hilltop. At the bottom, all around the foot, was a great moat of water. A drawbridge stretched across the moat, but even as the children looked at it, it was drawn up into the gateway of the castle.
Oh, there's no way of getting into Snoogle's castle except by flying,
said Chinky.
We need to fly to the roof on the wishing chair.
The wishing chair flew to the roof of the castle. It was turreted, and the chair flew over the turrets and down onto a flat part of roof. While sitting on the roof, basking in the sun, they saw Snoogle. The children stared at him in astonishment. He was the funniest looking creature they had ever seen. He had the body of a dragon, the tail of a cat, always twirling and twisting, and he had the head of a yellow duck. He was sitting in a deck chair, fast asleep. The wishing chair flew down beside his chair, and the children stared at the Snoogle. They didn't get out of the chair because, really, they hardly liked the look of Snoogle. But Pixie decided to jump down and went to have a really good stare at him. Went the sleeping Snoogle. He was snoring away.
Oh, wake up, Snoogle!
Shouted Chinky when he gave Snoogle a poke in the chest. The Snoogle woke up in a fright and quacked loudly. Quack, 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 quack. He leapt to his 2 pairs of dragon feet and stared at Pixie.
Oh, I've come to fetch the ring that Big Ears the Goblin gave you, said Chinky boldly. Oh, can you please get it, please?
You'd better get it yourself, said the Snoogle in a sulk.
Well, where is it?
asked Chinky. Go down the stairs there and walk down 200 steps, said Snoogle. You will come to a bolted door. Unbolt the door and walk in. You will see my bedroom. In a big box on the mantelpiece you will find the ring. It was given to me by Big Ears, and I think you should give me something in return.
No, you shall have nothing,
cried Chinky.
You knew quite well that Big Ears should not have taken that ring from our garden. It was Mother's. I believe you were keeping it until he'd forgotten and giving up. You're just as dishonest as Big Ears.
The Snoogle waved its cat-like tail to and fro in anger. It gave a few loud quacks, but Pixie just laughed. He didn't seem afraid of Snoogle.
I'll go get the ring,
he said to the children.
Stay here.
So he ran down the steps, but no sooner had he disappeared down the steps than Snoogle also went down, falling softly behind the Pixie. Oh, he's going to catch him, cried Molly. Shout, Peter. You need to shout and warn him. So Peter shouted with all his might, but the pixie was too far down the steps to hear him. The Snoogle waited for him to unbolt the bedroom door, and then, when Chinky the Pixie was safely inside looking for the box, he slammed the door shut and bolted it. He locked Chinky the Pixie in. "Quack!" he cried with a deep chuckle. "Now you are caught, you cheeky little pixie." Molly and Peter were running down the steps, shouting to the pixie. They suddenly heard the sound of the bedroom door being slammed and the bolts. "Stop," Molly said Peter, clutching hold of her arm. "Pixie's caught. There's no use us running straight down to Snoogle. Slip into this room here. Perhaps he'll go up past the roof again. If he finds us, he might lock us in too." So they slipped into a nearby room. They hid behind the door, and as he passed, the Snoogle popped his head into the room and looked around. But he didn't see the two children squeezed behind the door, hiding from him. "Quack!" he said loudly, and he went on up the stairs. Molly and Peter slipped out of the room, and as soon as it was safe, they ran down the steps to where Chinky was hanging on the inside of the door.
"Oh, let me out! Let me out!"
he was shouting. "Chinky, shh," said Peter. "We're just going to unbolt the door, but you need to be quiet." The bolts on the door were big and heavy. It took both Molly and Peter to pull them back. They opened the door, and there was Chinky the Pixie, looking as angry as could be.
"Oh, to think I should have been trapped so easily,"
said Chinky in a fury.
"But look, I've got the ring."
He showed them a ring, and sure enough, it was the very one that their mother had lost. Molly and Peter were so pleased. They were going to make Mum so happy again.
"Now, I'm going to go and tell Snoogle what I think of him,"
said Chinky.
"I'm not afraid of Snoogle."
"Oh, Chinky, please, do be careful," said Molly, a bit afraid. "We've got the ring. Can't we just go quietly up the roof, get into the chair and go away again?" "Oh, I'd much rather do that."
"Oh, we'll get into the chair and fly away, all right," said Chinky. "But I'm going to tell Snoogle a few things first."
The children had never seen the little pixie look so angry. He marched up the stairs and out onto the roof. Molly and Peter followed. The Snoogle was looking all around for the two children, quacking angrily. He was surprised to see them coming up the steps, and even more surprised to see Chinky the Pixie, who he thought he had safely bolted away in the room.
"Now, look here, Snoogle," said
Chinky boldly, walking right up to the surprised creature.
"Oh, how dare you try to capture me like that? I'm a pixie, but I'm a powerful one. I can do spells that would frighten you. Shall I turn you into a black beetle, or a wasp without a sting?"
To the children's surprise, the Snoogle looked very much frightened. He was such a big creature compared to the pixie. It seemed strange that he would be scared of him.
"Oh, I've a good mind to fly you into your chair to the Pixie King and complain," said Chinky. "You will have your castle taken away."
"No one can get me out of my castle," said the Snoogle. "I have a big moat around and a drawbridge that can keep drawn up for months. Do your worst, stupid little pixie."
"Oh, very well, I will," said Chinky the Pixie.
He took hold of the Snoogle's waving tail and pulled it hard. Naughty little pixie. There was no need to do a thing like that. It made the Snoogle very, very angry indeed. But he did not dare touch Pixie or the children, for he was afraid of Chinky the Pixie's magic. But the Snoogle was not afraid of the wishing chair. He ran to it and stood by it. "You shall not fly off in your chair now," he said loudly. "Aha! That will punish you."
"Oh, yes, we will,"
shouted Chinky, and he ran to push the Snoogle away. But, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, whatever do you suppose the Snoogle did? With 4 hard pecks, he pecked off the red wings of the poor wishing chair. They lay on the ground, 4 bunches of red feathers.
"Oh, you wicked creature," shouted Molly. "You spoilt our lovely, lovely wishing chair. How could you do a thing like that? It's not got wings anymore. Oh, Chinky, why did you make the Snuggle angry? Look what he's done."
Molly burst into tears. She couldn't bear to see the wings of the wishing chair on the ground. Instead of flapping away merrily, Peter turned pale. He did not know how they would get home now. The pixie was full of horror. He had not thought that such a thing like that could happen, but it was done now. "Well, I think you'll agree you can't fly home," said the Snuggle. "Take your chair and go down to the kitchen. You can live there. No one ever comes here, and you can't get out. So, we can be nice company for each other." Chinky picked up the chair. The 3 of them walked down the steps, really sorrowfully. "We're in a pretty fix now," said Peter. "I don't know what we're going to do about this wishing chair. How are we going to make it fly again?" And that is the end of chapter 25. So, not only did they get the ring back and that they're all together, but they've ended up with a broken wishing chair without wings. Now, they need the wishing chair to get them back home safely, because where they are just now at Snuggles is miles away from their home and they can't just walk. So I'm wondering, what do you think they're going to do to get the wishing chair fixed again? Do you think there's anyone they might know who would be able to fix it? Or do you think they're going to have to find another way to get home? Have a little think and we'll find out in chapter 26.